The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Tax the rich, feed the poor, till there are no rich no
All right, welcome to Pie Talk, everybody. I'm Jimmy Bell.
I'm Paul Daniels.
And I'm Jeremy Gibbs. No, wait. I'm Batman.
Jeremy.
Sorry.
Open the show, will you, brother? We asked one fucking thing from you.
I was trying to goof off and screw it all up, but I'm
you
guessing
did.
I did a good
You did
job.
an awesome job.
Anyway.
It's usually Jimmy that does it.
Right. I'd like to actually start this off talking about the Clintons, Obama, Iran, Russia, Mueller, and Comey. But to kind of establish a little bit of history, just how crooked Hillary is, and I know I've spoke about this on here before, back in, I believe, 1971, Hillary was a part of the Special Investigations Panel into Watergate, and she was caught literally red-handed, destroying evidence in an attempt to prevent then-President Nixon from obtaining legal counsel during questioning. Matter of fact, the guy that fired her was quoted as saying, "I have never met a more unethical lawyer in my entire life."
Yeah. By the way, a lifelong Democrat.
Yes, he was a lifelong Democrat. So maybe he was old school Democrat, but that's still a shocker nonetheless.
Right.
Oh yeah, big shock. Hillary?
Yeah.
She's always been on the up and up.
Right. But anyway, we'll get to more to the point about what I was wanting to talk about is back, let's see, I'm guessing this was around 2012. I don't necessarily have the timeline right, but Hillary and I believe Robert Mueller, Senator Harry Reid, and Barack Obama had all started working out this deal to sell uranium to the Russians, right? Well, it was also around that same time that they illegally seized cattle and land from the Bundys.
Yes.
Which I believe that was. I'm not sure if that was Oregon or Nevada. It was.
No, it's Nevada. No, it's Nevada.
Okay.
No, I thought it was Oregon.
The Oregon
that's
was the
Mulholland
Mulholland Reserve.
That's another story.
That's the Hammonds. But anyway, they started seizing cattle and land from these guys, claiming that it was due to $1.8 million in unpaid grazing fees. What they didn't tell you publicly is that these were vested grazing rights, which means there was no fees. They inherited these rights. They didn't have to pay for squat.
Right, yeah, the BLM was the one that threw that fake bullshit out there.
And not only that, the big reason that Harry Reid got involved was because he had a solar project with the Chinese that he needed land to actually spread these solar panels and windmills out in order to test the technology. Right. But anyway, we started with that. They seized their cattle, they seized their land, and then when hundreds of protesters showed up out there on that land, unarmed, mind you, with the exception of like 3 or 4 of these guys, they were met with the Bureau of Land Management, who was fully armed with semi-automatic weapons, including at least 2 snipers on the hills behind them.
Jesus Christ. Fucking cowards.
Ready,
they really are.
Had it not been so publicized what was going on over there, it would have been a slaughter. They probably would have fired on a bunch of unarmed protesters were it not that for the public highly publicized nature.
Yeah, and do you know what the funny thing is, right? The liberal media was putting this out on the airwaves everywhere to show how radical they were and stuff, and it totally backfired in their faces.
Yeah.
It showed the BLM to be the big monster in the room.
Right, and well, you want to fast forward to more recently, which the Hammond Ranch, the BLM pulled this same stunt again, illegally seized land from the Hammonds, claiming that they were burning stuff on there and redirecting water, which was a hazard to the environment. This is something the Hammonds had been doing for decades on that land. Decades. And it's just suddenly become a problem, right? So they take over the Mulhauer Reserve. Hundreds of protesters end up there taking over that reserve, which ultimately led to the death of Lavoy Finicum. And to come to find out, the thing that these two farmers and their land had in common was they were heavily rich in uranium deposits, which is why.
Yes, the true ulterior motive.
Exactly, which is what because Hillary Clinton had already made a deal with the Russians to sell them 20% of America's uranium deposits. They needed that basically to replenish. And that's not the worst part of it. The worst part of it is the reason they sold this uranium to the Russians was so the Russians could then filter it over to Iran in order to bolster their nuclear weapons program that they claim they didn't have.
Well, Russia wanted to be a player on the stage in the uranium market.
Yeah, and that's why Russia went along with it. Because they thought, hey, this is going to make us a major player in this market, which, it did, it didn't. But, there's more to it than that. Back in 2011, the Obama administration claimed that the Iranians GPS spoofed one of our United States military drones and safely landed it at their airport. The Iranians even showed video of this drone landing at their own airport, right? Problem with that is you cannot GPS spoof one of our military drones. It is virtually impossible. It is virtually impossible. The Russians have been trying for years to do this, and they're far more sophisticated than the Iranians ever thought about being, and they were unsuccessful.
Oh, yeah.
But all of a sudden, the Iranians are like push of a couple of buttons, and their drone landed at their airport, right?
Yeah.
Didn't happen. That drone, whether people want to admit it or not, was hand-delivered by the Obama administration.
Pre-programmed to land there.
To the Iranians.
Yep. Yeah, because Obama thought the way to make peace is to level the playing field.
Well, they wanted the GPS technology from the drone. Is basically the whole reason they wanted that, and that was to again help further Iran's not only their nuclear program but their military technology.
A way to deliver weapons to I'll just guess. I'm going to say Israel.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Deliver weapons that the Israelis can't shoot down.
Exactly. Right. It can pull more. A drone can pull way more G's than a plane with somebody in it. How do you shoot it down?
This gets even better, by the way. Obama, he laundered $33.4 billion in U.S. gold and U.S. currency, and then shipped it in cargo planes to the Iranians. This was all over the news, so we know this happened. And then not only that, he unfroze $107 billion in Iranian assets. He did all of this so they could, again, further their nuclear weapons development program that they claim they didn't have.
And do you know what? And nobody's denying it.
Nobody is.
That's the funny thing, right? So, nobody's denying it. Wouldn't you think you'd fucking deny that?
the globalists and the the elite, they're openly and brazenly doing this stuff right out in front of people, and nobody's doing anything. The only person who seems to be noticing this is Donald Trump, and that's why they hate him so fucking much.
Yeah, because he's saying this is immoral. What you're doing is immoral. It's against the best interests of your countries. Not countries.
Correct.
Because everybody's up to their ass in this bullshit.
Right. Okay. Now, fast forward to the last few months of Obama's final term as president. 2 U.S. Navy drone ships, again, they get captured by the Iranians, right? Well, the Iranians go on there, they arrest all the crew and imprison them, and then they strip both ships of their GPS technology. They don't take anything else, just the GPS technology, and then return the ships to the United States.
Yeah.
Why would we want it? Now it's contaminated.
Yeah, it's already fucking, the secret's out.
Yes,
but here's the trick. Those ships carried the same GPS technology as the drone the Iranians supposedly spoofed back in, 2011 or something like that. It didn't happen. Those ships were hand-delivered to the Iranians, crew expendable.
And I was going to say, and God only knows what would have happened to that crew under them. So it worked out well for the crew. They were returned and everything. But we didn't know. I guarantee you there was no guarantee that fucking crew was coming back.
This was literally 3 or 4, maybe at most 5 months before the end of Obama's final year.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, what a coincidence.
Obama probably told them what to put in it.
Oh,
that's possible. They possibly gave them the technology to be able to bring the ships in, or they hand-delivered them. Same way with the drone. It was either delivered, or the Iranians were given the technology to be able to bring it in.
Obama wasn't for the American public. Obama was for the Muslim
Not
public.
at all.
Notice how that gets swept under the rug, right? But I know this is a category for later, but still, that gets swept under the rug. But Stormy Daniels, everywhere. An affair is more important than our government.
That affair is not important at all.
A known evil agent.
All that affair is a distraction from what's actually going on.
15 minutes.
Absolutely.
But guess who was responsible for covering all this up? Covering the tracks. Take a wild guess.
I'm going to go with the CIA.
No.
The DOJ.
But yes and no. The FBI, yes and no. But I was trying to be more specific than that. But Robert Mueller, the current special investigator investigating Trump for Russian collusion, and James Comey.
And you know what?
Who said get rid of Sessions? Hire Giuliani and get rid of the goddamn.
To be honest with you,
every time you hear something Dawa happen, it could be back from Whitewater, back in the Clinton days. You always hear the name fucking Comey pop up somewhere.
Right.
Well, because him and Mueller helped cover up a lot of this. And the judge that actually got the FISA warrant against Trump,
he's got a lot to be answering to.
Oh, yeah. He was part of a Mueller investigative team a while back. I mean, people are not, people got to be blind to not see the connections in all this shit. It's ridiculous. And then, was I getting ready to say, holy shit, let me... Brain crash. But the idea is this isn't necessarily to just bring down the United States, which is the ultimate goal of every globalist and elite.
Well,
they hate the Western world, period.
Exactly.
But it's to destabilize the Middle East. They
think everything is going to go into utopia if we all become socialists.
Yes.
They just don't get it. Try look at Venezuela. Is that utopia?
Yeah.
No, it went from
Every time they say utopia, you know what ends up happening?
It's a
Dead
joke.
people
Yeah,
everywhere.
Dead people everywhere.
it went from making as much money and being almost as rich as the United States to 3 years later to being a cesspool.
Do you know that people, because
In
they
3
were
years.
producing so much oil, that people were getting paid like a certain stipend every month just to exist in that country because they were pulling so much oil out of the ground.
Yeah. And something else, if you're talking about Saudi Arabia siding with us in the missile strikes in Syria, that Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest funders of terrorism and Hamas and Hezbollah in the Middle East.
Well, look at 9/11.
You got to look back to see who benefits the most from destabilizing the Middle East. Saudi Arabia and Iran.
Yeah,
Of course,
but they're on opposite
gonna
sides of the
with
coin.
us.
Shiite
But they
and
hate-
Sunni.
Yeah,
But they
that's all
hate
it
each
is.
other.
It's all that's why they're siding with us. It's because they know striking Syria. What it boils down to, it was a mistake. That was based on what I believe to be false information, and I think that damn chemical attack, or both chemical attacks that they claimed happened in Syria, was not
I don't.
Assad. I think it was the rebels, aka ISIS.
Yeah, well, you don't know who the good guy and the bad guy over there is.
Well, they
Everyone's
don't
a
want
fucking
you to know.
charlatan.
Yeah, well, you got Russia,
Exactly.
Iran, and Syria killing
Well,
the rebels.
But there's no good guys there.
I think
I am
the
not gonna
killing
say-
Iranians is killing the wrong people.
Look, the rebels would gas their own people. I guarantee it to get world attention.
The rebels are
absolutely.
ISIS. Rebels and ISIS are the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same
ISIS-
animal.
ISIS openly
Oh,
came out
rebels
and
are not
said,
the same as ISIS. Rebels were fighting ISIS before this happened. Now we're
That's
getting
what-
down with changing
what
the
we're being
direction
told
of
in the
who we
media.
want to kill.
That's what we're being told in the media, is that the rebels were fighting ISIS, and that's simply not
They
true.
were at one point, but now we're getting down to killing fucking the rebels.
Look, you're dealing with people that are so fucking tribal, right?
Yes.
Their theory is
Bashar al-Assad is not who we want in power.
Look,
we don't
let me just
want
get this
out of
one thing
power.
out, right? There's no good guys over there. They do everything tribal. My enemy, and my enemy's enemy is my friend today. Tomorrow that could be a totally different thing.
Exactly.
You can't- There's no program.
I'm
You
not
can't
saying giving them arms and equipment. I'm telling you, it's like we got to back one or the other.
I say we
can't-
back none.
We got to back
Exactly.
someone, otherwise
Why?
we're back in again.
No,
I don't. I say
That's why
All
Trump
you're
was-
doing is pushing the can down the road.
Well, that's why
no.
Trump wants
What
to
you
pull
tell
all
me
our
is you
troops out of
keep your
Syria.
war contained in Syria, or we'll do something.
No, you just let Russia take over with Iran and Syria. You just made 3 countries fucking very powerful
What's
Well,
the
what
alternative?
because we want to
What's
leave.
no. Do you know what, Jeremy? Give me 1 second here, brother. What's the
This
alternative?
is the same thing if we left Afghanistan.
What's the
You know, what are we
alternative?
going to do?
No, Jim.
Eat
You're
my
the
joint.
commander. What would you do?
Don't leave.
I say
would.
just wait. Just do airstrikes when they need to be
If
done.
we leave Afghanistan, that leaves open that they get to go and the ISIS got a
Not
place
talking about
to
Afghanistan.
train.
Not talking
Yeah,
about
but it's
Afghanistan.
their territory. Let
Well,
them
it's
kill
the
all
same
of us.
thing, different country.
No, because we can always do airstrikes against them. We've proved it.
Yet this we did prove. This we did prove, but the thing is Trump
Then they gotta
did
keep
that
working.
because
folks.
the
They gotta
nature-
work
the
around
nature-
it. You know.
yes, but the nature of public opinion was because of that chemical attack.
Yin and
He had
yang,
to do
eventually
something,
Turn in.
and all this
Let me ask you.
Russians saying they were going to be repercussions if we did missile strikes in Syria. That was saber rattling. That was public.
Yeah, what happened? Nothing.
Public opinion change. The Russians were warned well ahead of the strikes to get their guys out of the area. That it was just smoke and mirrors is all that was.
Now that Trump told the Russians to get their troops out of there, is that fucking collusion?
Oh, well,
No,
they
you're
might see it.
talking Syria.
But anyway, the Russians were told well ahead of time to get their troops out of the area so they wouldn't be in harm's way. But
I'm sick
anyhow,
of fucking being the world police. I'm sick of it.
Exactly. We should pull out of Syria. What would Syria be like right now today if we left Assad alone?
We got a Russia, Russia,
stable.
No, it won't. A Russia, Iran, and Syria, who's also fucking Sunni, not
Right.
Sunni, Shiite.
Whatever you can keep.
Right, exactly, and totally against Saudi Arabia.
Think about what Syria was
So
like.
they just grew, and not only that, but they're against Israel. Why should we let them grow? This is what we're trying to stop.
What Arab nation isn't against Israel? Name one. Saudi Arabia? They're for Israel.
Saudi
There's a
Arabia
lot of them
wants
that
to
are backing
annihilate
Israel.
The
back 'em.
only reason Saudi Arabia is
Whatever
talking
you
different
wanna
right now
call
is because
it.
it benefits them.
You're just changing your opinion. And
No.
Yeah, you are.
I'm saying in Afghanistan, we have a commitment. We have to stay there. For now.
No, we
All right?
don't.
Syria? Not a fucking problem. Let them deal with it.
No,
would've
Syria becomes ISIS if we don't.
All right.
If we
let
leave
me-
Syria, they're
let me
going to
ask
come
you
back.
this. Let me
It's
ask
a
you
vacuum.
this.
They're going to come back as soon
All right,
as we leave.
let Jeremy ask us a question.
Let me ask you this: what was the region like before they took out Muammar Gaddafi? What was the region like
Stable.
before all the attacks in Syria?
Stable.
Precisely.
Far more
my point.
stable than it is now.
Exactly.
It's how you do
it
when you
may-
take over. Everything drops like a domino. If
It
you
may
can't
not
plan
have been-
ahead and conquer this, don't give me this shit. This is eventually going to happen.
No.
You know
but
what
at
I
least-
mean? No, this is what you want to happen.
At least
people have already
Yeah.
15 steps ahead of us.
What I'm getting
At
at
least when
is
Saddam-
All right? So
Israel
don't give me
was
this
far-
shit. The Americans don't know what it's doing.
I didn't. Nobody said that. But what I'm getting at is the area was far more stable before all this happened.
Right,
than
but
it
it
is
was,
now.
it was stable but corrupt. And this
Exactly.
is
what better corrupt
and
than
no, not
fucking
better
understand?
corrupt. That's okay. So let better a little rape, a little kalu.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yup.
Okay.
No, it ain't.
Okay. Think about this. Libya. What happened to Libya after Muammar Gaddafi was taken out?
It went to shit.
Hezbollah, ISIS.
What the shit?
What's happening to Syria?
Went
Hamas,
to shit.
Hezbollah, ISIS.
This
What
is the
happened-
Democrats under Kerry and fucking Hillary
No,
Clinton.
no.
Shh.
I'm not even talking about that.
This is where the world fell into under them. Now,
The
you're going to sit there
idea-
and tell me they got no blame in this?
What are you fucking talking about, Jim? We're
The
talking about
idea
this.
is not that the net region.
Exactly, and they're the ones that made it unstable.
The idea.
They
is
went
that-
after Gaddafi. They went after fucking, who else?
Gaddafi hadn't bothered anyone.
They went after Libya. They went after Gaddafi. Was he Libya?
Yeah,
Gaddafi was Libya.
All right, there was another nation too.
Anyway, the idea
Egypt.
was not that necessarily that the region was
They
completely
got rid of the
stable,
Egypt later.
because it wasn't. But the idea was to further destabilize it, so it would make it easier to take control of it.
Yes. They
that was
purposely made
Hillary.
the region volatile.
That was
Yes.
Hillary.
Well, yeah, under the Obama administration. We were better off when Saddam Hussein was in power than we are now.
We had
Absolutely.
No, listen to me. You're saying, yeah, we were better off, but we had to do something.
Why?
We had to do something.
Why?
Because we were getting terrorists.
Yeah. And we're not now?
We're getting
Not
more
as
of
much
it now.
as we were.
No, Saddam Hussein kept the nation stable.
Oh, you're full of shit.
He was a fucking murderous piece of shit.
That was losing control.
No, the only reason he lost control is because of us. Because we bombed
He
him.
lost control.
Yeah, because he went too far. He went a little too far.
Now, Hillary's the one that went too far. She got rid of Egypt. She got rid of Libya. She just decided to fucking, let's go bomb everybody.
Libya was better under Gaddafi. There's no doubt.
I'm not saying that's
now.
not the truth. But she wanted to get rid of him.
Syria
She wanted him out for her own.
Syria was better off under...
Who's her best fucking guy there? The one they're trying to indict now and everything is Blumenthal.
Yeah.
He's the one that told her
but
to do
I'm
it.
just talking in general, Jim. Syria was better off.
Sidney Blumenthal was all behind that shit.
Syria is better off under Assad than the alternative.
No, it ain't. You're wrong. You're fucking wrong because they're with the ISIS and they're with
ISIS.
Yes, they are. They're with Iran. And that's not our fucking ally. They're with Iran. You're wrong. They're the right
Stability
people.
is always better,
You're
better off
wrong.
than anarchy,
You're just
and that's what you
fucking
got
wrong.
over there. Jeremy, help me out on this.
Oh, the batteries come out of
Is
there.
stability better than anarchy?
What is it?
Is stability better
What
than
does that got to
anarchy?
do with anarchy?
All right.
Because that's what you have in all these nations
Yeah, I lost you.
Do a
I
sound
asked you
effect,
one
Jeremy.
question and you did something.
Do a sound effect.
What is your
Yes.
major malfunction, numbnut?
Malfunction.
Thank you.
That was good.
We needed some levity there. Jimmy's really inflamed at the moment.
I can tell. He needs to drink a little more.
Do you know what the thing is? Jimmy's very passionate when it comes to the world stage. He is.
He should be. That's a good thing. You don't have to agree with him, but being passionate about it is the most important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how things get solved. A little cuddle,
A
little rape.
Yeah, you gotta
No, you're gonna meet in the middle there, Jimmy.
meet in the middle.
Yeah.
They both feel good.
I did not know that.
I've already spent about $500. That $97 yesterday out for the month.
Uh-oh. Crickets.
So basically, I've already spent.
Yeah, thanks.
It costs $500, which you can't compare. That's not good.
Thursday night, 8 p.m.
Sorry.
Only the internet.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Oh, I was talking to her. I got my girlfriend talking to me.
And by her, you mean? She probably has a name, Jeremy.
Yeah, that's fine. What is it?
You don't have
Hello?
to give your real name.
I call her Danger. She scares the shit out of me. Oh, I have a story to tell you, trust me.
Are you talking to me or her?
I'm talking to her. This
Okay.
phone call that I was on before we went on the air, right, was to a loan company that I did a student loan through, and it turns out that the guy I was talking to was an Indiana state trooper for 30 freaking years and knows her dad.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Well, it's actually, yeah, it worked out. Yeah, he knew exactly who he
He
was.
stayed Master Trooper Shock.
I said, I gave this guy her dad's name, and he's like, oh, Master Trooper Shock. I'm like, uh-oh.
Calling you first line, really?
Hey,
But,
do the
it actually worked out
the
to my
Ohio State
benefit. I got
police
some
out there
stuff
with
wiped
the
off of the
fucking-
loan and all kinds of crap, but
I'm trying to think of
I'll-
that.
yeah. I'll explain that
You
later.
pay that every month.
But yeah, it worked out pretty
anything
good.
else? Maybe you want to get a shopping list or something there, Jeremy? I mean, well, I'm just saying, we got time.
I'll have you guys home.
Oh, where's the car crash when you need it?
Oh, well.
Thank you.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Huh?
My dad.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. He knew exactly who your dad
That's
was.
sad that my dad.
This guy retired, I believe, in 2001, 2002, and he knew who your dad was.
My
So-
dad's very well known. He's got a lot of titles.
Yeah, I said, you're working for the wrong company.
I think we kind of lost Jeremy here.
No, you didn't lose me.
He's there.
I'm still here.
If you don't like your job, you don't strike. You just go in every day and do it really half-assed. That's the American way.
Yes. Oh, I start a new job on Monday.
Do you?
Do you?
Yes. That's why Matt came here. I had to walk out to her.
Oh, okay.
I tried to get her to speak on the air, and she wouldn't do it.
No, we heard her.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, we heard her.
That's good.
We
That's good.
erased it, but we heard her.
There was nothing funny, but yeah, we heard it.
What do you think of that accent?
Southern.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, her dad's from Indiana.
So was it Yamone?
Huh?
A little southern. Yamone was a little southern.
Well, my family is from the South. Hers is from Indiana.
Indiana's north.
Yeah, that is north.
I don't understand. I never understood that. Once
so
you get out
is-
to the Midwest,
They're further
everyone
north
sounds
than
like a fucking
Ohio.
Southerner.
They're further
Yeah.
north than Ohio. Ohio sounds like they're in
The,
Southern
the
Ohio.
guy,
They all,
West,
they
too.
all sound like they're from south.
the guy I spoke to on the phone from my loan company is from Indiana, and I asked him. I said, "I gotta ask, are you from the South?" Because he
It's like,
had
no, are you?
he had a heavy Southern accent, and I'm like, God, where does this guy come from? The the hollers of Kentucky? No, I'm from Indiana. What?
You guys sound like you're from the South to us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Well,
Same with Donald. He's from Ohio. Sounds like he's from the south.
Well, he's from Kentucky because everyone
Yeah.
from Ohio is actually from Kentucky.
Well,
Just
southern
about.
Ohio.
just about.
Southern Ohio.
But anyway, we got off track here. You guys got
No
anything
shit.
You want to discuss politically?
Anything?
Well, all right, give me a second. No, got nothing.
I was going to say that's pretty much politics in a nutshell. Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, let's just go to the comedy then. Talk about
Yeah,
everyday stupid stuff.
Thank you.
That's how fucking I feel.
This is how
I gotta
desperate
shit
we are
myself.
now.
Right. Oh, actually, I do have something I'd like to say. It's probably beef, but you know how the left, Democrats, liberals, and all this are trying to silence free speech by, getting the Second Amendment. Jeez, oh Pete, where did I go to school at?
Yeah, jeez, what's in your mind?
Yeah, really.
Trying to,
Guns! Guns!
Trying
Oh, you mean
to-
speak? Yeah.
trying to legally remove First Amendment from the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
Well, because they know
They're
this
actually
tactic
trying
is
to
not.
do it.
Yes, because they know
The
this
left-
tactic is not working. You know what they're doing now? They're suing you.
They're what?
What?
Stolen?
They're suing people, taking them to court, filing lawsuits against them. And then what they'll do is they'll file this lawsuit and they'll release it publicly, and people will go, "Oh my God, so and so's been sued for saying this," and then they'll drop the lawsuit. I know this sounds stupid, but
it is stupid because it ain't gonna go through any court decision.
Exactly.
They're indoctrinating people is what they're doing.
Exactly.
They will sue somebody and then release it publicly, and people are going, "Oh my God, so and so was sued for saying this," and then they will drop the lawsuit. Right?
Yeah, exactly, because it's stupid.
Because the word's out there.
Yes. No. There's a tactic behind this, and then a few days later, they will reword the lawsuit and file it again. And then public opinion is, "Oh my God, so-and-so's been sued again for saying this."
Right.
You know
it's the same person.
This guy's been sued so many times for some stuff he's saying that it can't be right.
Yeah, exactly. They think the more times... Same thing when they get well, how many people do you need to complain about a sex assault? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is it 6? Is it 3? Is it 5? No, it all depends how rich the guy is. And then they all just fucking jump aboard.
Well, I don't like the fact that once the word's out there, you're already guilty.
Right, you're already guilty as they say it.
These lawsuits are not only repeatedly filed to try to silence your First Amendment, but it's to financially bankrupt those who speak out, making it harder for them to exercise their First Amendment.
Right. They'll litigate you into the ground.
Yes, and a prime example of this, whether you listen to the guy or believe him or not, is Alex Jones and InfoWars.
I love him.
Constantly getting
a little conspiracy for me,
but he's constantly being sued, and these lawsuits are constantly being dropped and refiled.
Yeah, and so they can rack numbers up. Well,
yes,
he's been sued 12 times. By the same
my
person.
God, he's been sued 1 million times for saying stuff, so it must be false.
Well, do you know what it is? It's not even false. It's hate. Because that's what they want. They want to label hate speech.
Right.
And it's like,
no.
Which means they want to control the First Amendment.
Yes. Hate speech
if we
is...
can control hate speech, we can control all
hate speech. You know what happened with
Facebook?
Facebook, you saw where Mark Zuckerberg had to go in front of Congress and all this shit, and he's facing, I believe it is $1.8 trillion in fines for his censorship. Anyway,
1.8 trillion?
Yes. Well, that's because he is now the net neutrality act was reversed. He's now subject to the Federal Trade Commission. Instead of a few elite companies and few elite bigwigs in control of the internet and who's okay to say what, blah, 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 it is now the Federal Trade Commission.
Right, so
anyway,
it's not an elitist group deciding it. It's a wider
exactly. And despite this, just I believe 2 or 3 days ago, Facebook accidentally went live with a hate speech where you could click this and report people for hate speech.
Oh shit! Cooch better watch out. He's not going to be on Facebook too long.
Well, actually, I believe right now he is off Facebook. He's in Facebook jail,
back.
I think. That's right.
Back.
That's right. He came back like a day or two ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But, probably gone by now.
But that's it. Now we're going to be compared to Facebook? What happens if we join like Xfinity or Infinity, whatever it is?
I would join Infinity SN right now. Infinity SN is actually glitchy. It's granted it's only been out a couple of months, so they've got a lot of time ahead of them to be working out bugs and things like that.
They need money.
Well, they need subscribers.
Well,
they need subscribers, and they need money. They need support. The premise behind them is great. It really is, but until it really
makes sense
takes
to get
off,
rid of Facebook.
Until it really takes off,
Facebook is left. That's it. I don't want them.
You don't have to get rid of Facebook, but you should have an alternative.
Right, to be right.
But, until Infinity SN really takes off and really gets going and stuff, it's going to be the tough road to hoe for them. But
yeah, absolutely.
I think the premise behind Infinity SN is excellent.
Big demand for conservative
media.
Well,
exactly.
Independent media. That is the best way to go. Is to independent media. Period.
Yeah,
because
social media.
Not only can the FCC not regulate a lot of it, but they can't stop you from what you're saying. They can't silence your free speech.
Off.
What a lot of independent media producers and things like that are doing now are going to the station owners rather than trying to get cable networks and this, that, and the other to put their shows on the air.
Well, there's so many choices now. We have the internet. Here's an example. We're getting our voice out. Right. Nobody's censoring us. I can say cunt. Just did.
Cunt, fuck, shit, damn, motherfucker, asshole.
Yeah, goddamn right. I don't want to censor anyone. I don't want to censor the left.
We're still using
I don't want to
First
censor
Amendment.
the right. I want all voices heard, and we should be heard without fear of penalty.
Right.
If they want to do it at certain times at night or whatever, we're at 8 o'clock. Kids ain't supposed to be listening. They should be in bed.
Yeah. Well, we put a disclaimer out.
We did?
Well, we usually do.
Well, before
well,
the
that
show,
disclaimer should probably read, "We're assholes."
Yeah. No, it should read, "Jimmy's an asshole."
And that's why I'm saying
we're nice guys.
Yeah, right. Hey, we try. The best solution to what's going on in this country right now is literally fucking independent media. Because you can't silence us. You can't shut us up.
The mainstream media is totally controlled by...
Did you hear what they did with the Boy Scouts?
Oh, yeah, they're letting girls in and changing the name.
Well, no, they said it ain't the Boy Scouts of America anymore.
It's the Scouts of America.
Scouts.
Yeah, they're changing their name.
BSA, though. BSA is the Boy Scouts of America. They left that for them. That was like a compromise. This is just bullshit politics.
Well, because you want your daughter to be in the Boy Scouts.
Exactly. You want your daughter to be in Boy Scouts.
Why can't you
she's
daughter
gay.
To be around a bunch of horny-ass fucking boys. I'm sure that makes sense.
Who don't care if you like pussy or not.
Yeah, and when she winds up fucking pregnant, right, they'll go, "Oh, them evil men took advantage of her."
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's the way it is.
You fucking put her there, put lipstick on her, and say, "Hey, fuck that."
Yeah, exactly. I'm a pig.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you admit that, you fucking pervert.
Yeah, well, actually.
I bet she gives
Aren't
great
we all?
Yes, she does.
Hey, speaking of Spaceballs, I was recently reading an article where they are getting ready to start filming the sequel.
To Faceballs?
Yes, to Spaceballs.
Okay.
Because of
Faceballs is a totally different movie.
Spaceballs. You watch too
I
much
have that in my
porn.
collection.
You watched way too much porn. When you say movie collection, I'm thinking, well, I just completed my Star Wars collection last night. And you guys are going, I just completed my porn collection last night with Debbie Does Dallas 6.
Oh, fuck that. Dallas sucks.
Yeah, I know. Debbie sucks too, and she never.
You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
But yeah,
Now
Debbie
you
does suck.
mention,
Apparently, she sucks the whole football team.
Yeah, I know. Not very good either.
All right, we got about 15 minutes left. You guys got any subjects?
Glad you laughed about it.
We got 50.
Oh, no shit.
No,
The Sacramento Killer.
The guy that was been just found out by DNA.
Yeah.
He was the 70s star killer and the 80s.
Yeah, he killed 12 people. He raped over 50.
56 people he raped.
That's a guy, I mean, that guy is dedicated. Let's face it.
He would call them up later on their phone just to torment them.
Who wouldn't?
Isn't that what the Boston Strangler was accused of doing? Was something similar to that? Right?
No, you never got them kind of numbers.
Yeah, we never had phones back then.
This fucking guy killed a lot of people and shit. He was an ex-cop living in the community in Sacramento.
Yeah.
He was an ex-cop. That's the funny part, right?
No, he was a cop at the time. He's an ex-cop now.
Well, he's an ex-cop now.
Yeah.
You're a cop, a flat-foot, a bull, a dick, John Law. You're the fuzz, the heat. You're poison, you're trouble, you're bad news.
That's it.
Us, Friday.
I love that show.
That was about the time it happened.
A bunch of people, too.
Bunghole?
Bunghole?
But the thing is, right, he was living
my
right
bad,
next
that's the wrong sound effect.
Everyone thought he was a normal guy. You know?
I have a stiffy.
Yeah, little Beavis and Butthead can live.
Yeah.
I don't want some naked dude standing next to me with a schlong swinging around.
What we need is some Rick and Morty.
That was.
No, that was Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. That just reminded me I was wanting to look up a profanity bleep.
Profanity bleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how they bleep out profanity on some radio shows?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to deal with that shit here. Just let it run.
Why bring it up?
I thought about if I could find one to download that when we do the show tomorrow night, every time Donald speaks, I go beep, 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 beep. Donald's probably listening going, you asshole.
Anything you can do to make Donald uncomfortable is okay in my book.
Okay, well, this obviously is not the website I am looking for.
Oh shit! What did you
a whole bunch of sounds. Censor beep sound effects. Here we go.
Well, whatever.
I don't get it.
What do you mean?
I just don't get it.
You don't get kitty
My
porn?
motherfucker, I just don't get it.
Well, it's out there.
Okay. Now enlighten me.
You dumbass.
Just fucking
Oh, that did it. Now I feel like I'm enlightened. I get the higher fucking power.
That's
oh my
Jumping
god,
into my
this is
life.
what I gotta fucking deal with? The fuck? Trying to make a joke. Obviously it didn't go off well.
Apparently, oh wait a minute. I'm glad you said that. This sound is just for you. Well, if I could freaking click on something right.
Yeah. That's gonna be me in about 2 hours.
Right.
I know I should be pressing something, and I have no idea what.
You got another show coming up, Jim.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You didn't give the phone number out.
Oh, shit, that's right!
God!
Nor do I
I'm
want
not
it.
the only one that screwed up tonight.
No, well, nor do I want them.
I wish.
What's the next show? Can
Right about now, I
anybody?
wish somebody would call in.
What is the next show? What the hell is tonight?
What is that, fucking Morse code?
I have a stiffy.
This is
I clipped that
Thursday.
one by accident.
It's,
That's the censorship
it's Thursday,
beat.
Jim.
I got something to consider coming on next. All right, I'm all set.
Jimmy's back.
I'm back. I know what I'm doing. I know you pissed
Can you
me
imagine
off.
hearing that every time Donald speaks?
You know what? That's what I hear when my wife speaks. I just hear these fucking dots and dashes, and I go.
If I wanted high anxiety, I'd stay up all night.
Or
Oh my God! Do you remember that
just
movie?
not do your medication.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it makes no sense.
Guys,
So what do you want me to
Yeah,
do
I haven't
about
seen
that?
that.
Oh, bleep, bleep, bleep,
Jeez.
bleep. What do you
I
want
say
me to
pick
do?
up your computer and throw it across the room.
Not mine.
We didn't say yours. Yes.
Mother, son of a.
Yeah. I did not have sex with that.
Oh my God! I actually have that on here somewhere. By the way, Bill Clinton saying that.
Yeah, you did. You've had that from the beginning.
Yeah, I changed it to Dangerfield, no respect, I believe.
Or something funny.
Well, let's see if this is the
I
right
think-
sound.
I did
really
not
think
There-
have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
I don't know if I'm still alive.
They even named her.
Yes.
Do you
you're
hear it in
still
your ear,
alive.
Jim?
We are? Alright.
Oh, God. Can this please...
That was weird.
I've run out of things to say.
Okay, now I'm looking at the, yes, we are live.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Nice.
Alright, now
Hey.
what's with the...
You ever?
Oh, I can imagine how the rest of the shows are going to go tonight.
Do you know who the foulest mouth character in entertainment history was?
Don Rickles.
No.
Richard Pryor.
Not C-3PO. R2-D2. They bleeped out every fucking thing he said.
Not funny.
No, I have no idea what he's
Not
talking
what do you mean
about.
not funny?
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Really?
One confirmed.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love doing this show with you guys. It's hilarious.
Feel like Donald.
What about
So,
Donald?
anything? Anyone? Anything?
I like
Hello? Jim?
There.
I have
That's
no
the
idea
show,
what we're
folks.
talking about.
We were talking about stuff.
That's something I'm doing now. I know.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Exactly.
Oh my God! Here we go. This is in honor of tonight's show.
If you don't like your job, you don't strike. You just go in every day and do it really half-assed. That's the
Well,
American way.
At least this is ending mercifully.
Right. What about the one lady we've had on the past couple shows? What is it, Lita? How's her
Lita.
show going?
She's doing very well. She's doing
That's
very
good.
well. Got a great job. She
Lita
has good
girl.
gas.
Yeah, she does.
I tell you what.
Now
I hope
she's
she's
Queen
not listening.
Bee.
I hope she's not listening tonight, but I swear to God that woman has a phone sex voice.
Oh, I think she would like that. I don't think she would be insulted by that at all.
I don't know.
She sounds really good on the air.
Yeah. Why don't you throw a plug out for it, Jimmy?
I don't know what to say.
I'm not a pervert, by the way. I'm just saying.
No, you're a pervert. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
God
We're
damn
all
it.
perverts here. That's the one thing we all have in common.
We bleeped all that out.
Yes, she does.
The leader?
Lita.
Oh, all right. Then it's.
Give me the fucking paperwork. I'll plug the show.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
I can't think. That's my major malfunction.
You dumbass.
What a way to end the show. This is horrible.
And I don't know who we're talking about.
Lita! Oh my fuck.
I'm a stiffy.
You know what? I'm just going to plug Les Skymo. I'm just going to plug Les.
Oh, God.
He's on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m.
Your malfunction, numbnuts.
Hey, nobody's
Yeah.
going to rest
How's that?
tonight.
Jesus Christ.
I should have hit the censorship beep on that one.
Can I see it?
We're still live. He said fuck on the air.
Talk, Jimmy. Just fucking talk.
Who am I talking to?
That's Jeremy.
Jeremy!
Yes, sir.
Screech a little, because that's about all I can tell you.
No. Good thing you fucking helped me out here.
Talk
Jimmy.
to me.
Test 1 2.
Test 1 2.
Jimmy doesn't have it written down here. I'm going through the fucking cards here. There you go, Jim.
You found it?
No. You don't have it written down.
No, I don't.
I did not have.
Oh my God, what a fucking disaster. Please.
I'm going to play that sound.
Jeremy, help me out a little bit. What do you got to say? Anything? You got any topics?
No,
I pretty much ran out and lost track of what I was
It's
saying.
9 o'clock. All right,
Oh, wait a
we're
minute.
out of here.
Jeremy, stay on the air, brother. I need to
Yes, sir.
apologize to you.
For what?
Just stay on the air. Let's get the next show going.
I was fun. I was charming. I was lucky. Tell me how.